Hey guys, it's Liza.
And Justin, and we're going to talk about a little problem Liza has.
I don't know why you're calling it a problem, but okay.
So every year, towards the end of the year, Liza decides that she's going to watch all the movies that are going to be in the Oscars that year.
I think they're going to be nominated because it's hard to know until
You think?
Yeah, because the Oscar nominations don't come out until January usually. So in like October, November, I start binging movies that I think or have an inclination are going to typically be nominated.
So how often do you watch movies that aren't nominated?
Pretty often. I mean, because it's not hard to tell which ones are going to typically be your front runners. So I usually will try to focus on those. I will watch some that don't get nominated but had a potential to get nominated. And there's a lot of precursor things that kind of give you some idea of what to look for.
So let's back that up a little bit.
Okay.
So every year Liza watches all of the movies in
That
what?
was me backing up.
6 categories?
I always try to get Best Director, Best Picture, all the acting categories, and all the screenplay categories.
So 7, right?
I didn't count them. Right? Well, there's 4 acting categories,
I know.
directing, Best Picture, 2 screenplay categories, so 8.
8, okay. And how many movies are nominated in each one?
Well, there are some repeats, first of all, so let's be clear on that, okay? But every category is 5, with the exception of Best Picture that can go up to 10, typically. Not always 10, but sometimes it can go up to 10.
So give or take, let's say, even if there's some layover in there, you're probably watching 50 movies?
How's your math working out?
Terrible. It's terrible right now.
Yeah, no, because there's definitely a lot of overlap.
So there's a lot of overlap.
Okay. Yeah, especially with director, Best Picture, and screenplays. There tends to be a lot of overlap.
So how many movies do you think you watch?
I would take an average anywhere between 20 to 25, maybe.
And do you always try and catch them in the theater?
Yes, I always like to watch it in the theater. It gives you the full experience. This is not something that's new. I've been doing this since I was in high school. Like, I've been obsessed with the film industry, filmmaking, screenplays, and I just love the art of filmmaking. And the Oscars is like my fun time. It's literally like my Super Bowl because I don't watch sports. Do you watch sports?
No, I don't watch sports.
Okay, so I was about to like throw you under, like, you have the Super Bowl. Let me have the Oscars, like. But it is. The Oscars is my Super Bowl, so it's like the thing that I make a lot of fuss about. So yeah, I love watching them in the movie theaters because I think it gives you the full feeling of what the movie's like trying to do. Because I think that watching it at home, it just doesn't give you that full effect that you would get watching it in the theater. And I just love the theater going experience. I think it's a dying thing, and I like to keep it alive with my $8 to $12 contribution.
Do you get concessions?
I do sometimes.
All right, I was going to say, because the movie theater gets none of that ticket.
I know. Oh, they don't?
No, they get like pennies on those tickets. Okay. Like the concessions is where they make their money.
Sometimes get concessions, mostly not.
So you're not helping the movie going experience.
Well,
I don't know. They probably get some kind of kickback.
They have to get something off of that, I would assume. But yeah, and it's easy because the nominations don't come out till January. I have to rely on a lot of other sources to kind of make determinations on what I think is going to get nominated, and a lot of that would be like obviously precursor award shows. There are some online sites that have a lot of good predictors out there of like who they think are going to get nominated, and I also rely on a lot of the film festivals. A lot of the buzz that comes from like Sundance is a big one. And it kind of gives you an idea of what to look out for. And there are times that these films get so much buzz from the film festivals and they don't even get nominated, but I end up watching them just because there's a potential they could get nominated.
So if you watch about 25 movies and you're watching them all in the theater,
yeah,
I mean, you're looking at like...
It's a lot of money, whatever. I have the right to spend my money how I want to spend my money.
No, I get it.
It's a passion. It's a love. Do you spend your money on a lot of fandom stuff? Your house is full. I wish I could take this camera right now and just like show you his house right now. It's like,
yeah, some stuff.
Would you be mad if someone like questioned you on your action figure purchases?
I don't purchase action figures.
Oh, come on, give me something that you purchased. Video game purchases. That was a good one. Sing. That was a good one. Sing.
I mean, video games I can use over and over again. A movie ticket you use only once.
Not in my brain.
That is adorable.
Wasn't that deep?
Not in my brain.
I'm not in my brain. when I see that movie and it lasts a lifetime in my brain.
All right, who won the Oscars 4 years ago for Best Picture?
I probably could tell you. I'd have to think about it. So last year was The Shape of Water.
Oh my God. Okay.
And the prior year was La La Land. And the prior year...
You're already further than I ever thought anyone would get.
No. I think 4 years ago was Birdman or Grand Budapest Hotel. I actually think it was Grand Budapest. Let's look it up. Let's see if I got it right. No. No, I know the director of Birdman won directing, and I think that year his film didn't win. It was actually Grand Budapest. Let's see. Oh, actually, no, it was Birdman. Let's check.
The fact that she even knows what these movies are.
4 years ago, right? What was that?
4 years ago. So, wait, do they go by the year we're in or the year... so, like, the 2019 Oscars are the 2018 film?
Pretty much, yeah.
So, 4 years ago would be 2015.
15. Okay.
So, the 2014 films.
But you say Oscars 2015.
Yeah.
Because that would be...
No,
okay.
I understand. I just want to make sure that I was being clear. Because, honestly, I've never watched these award shows.
Did I get it? Yes, I got it! It was Birdman! I'm so good at it! Oh, I'm so good! I actually know because I loved Birdman. It was actually my favorite movie that year. And it was up against Boyhood, and I was like so adamant on Boyhood not winning. It was a great movie, don't get me wrong. It was a brilliant concept. Basically, this director filmed this child from childhood through adulthood, and it was the same child, so this film took years to make. Beautiful concept, and it was beautifully done. And my friend Matt is so obsessed with the film, so that was one of our biggest beefs that year because he was like, Boyhood for the win. I'm like, Birdman, and Birdman ended up winning.
I did not see either movie.
Birdman's phenomenal. I actually bought it on DVD.
I wanted to watch Birdman. Birdman didn't seem like a really good premise, but I don't know. I don't even see the Marvel. I don't see anything anymore. Not even anymore. I other than going to premieres for certain things, I never go to the movies.
No. Oh my God, I totally got something wrong. I just realized actually. The year before, it wasn't La La Land. Well, that was the year that I wanted La La Land to win.
Was that the whole debacle?
Yeah, that was actually Moonlight. Oh my God, my bad. That was actually Moonlight. It just hit me now. I was like, oh, La La Land. And I'm like, wait, La La Land
You said La La Land, and I was like, oh, there was a big controversy about that. I'm not surprised she would remember
because
that.
La La Land is the movie I wanted to win.
Terrible.
I loved La La Land.
Not the movie, you're terrible. Oh. It's over. You've...
No, but it was Moonlight. 'Cause I remember La La Land got announced as the winner, and then Moonlight ended up taking it. So yeah, so it was Moonlight. Sorry about that omission. I should turn in my
who's hosting the Oscars now?
My Oscar. I don't know because last it was supposed to be Kevin Hart, and then there was a lot of controversy around
about that tweet he did 17 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, so then he backed out, and now at last I heard, I don't think that they had one still. They could have.
Who was it the year before? Is the Oscars the one that had the same guy for 8 years or something, and then?
You think of Ricky Gervais? No, Ricky Gervais.
No, Ricky Gervais did 1 year and then got in trouble for making that trans joke.
He did the no, and it wasn't even the Oscars. I think he did Golden Globes. I love Neil Patrick Harris, but when he hosts award show, I definitely think he goes a little overboard with the musical numbers. But
yeah,
because
he gets creative control and he just goes. Fabulous.
Here's my only gripe about it, because I'm a big advocate for giving people who win these awards an opportunity to actually give their thanks and take their spotlight on stage. I just feel like it's so inappropriate that some of these smaller categories get such a small amount of time to talk and they get rushed off the stage. And even some of the bigger categories, when the show's running out of time, they get rushed. I mean, this is people's big moments. This is sometimes their only chance to win an Oscar, and you're gonna not give them the opportunity to earn that spotlight because your host overdid it, or your gags ran too long, or whatever the situation is. This night is about the people who've worked hard to contribute to the film society. So why have a, you know what I mean? That's kind of where my gripe is. I don't mind.
But they have to make it entertaining
that's
for
the problem,
regular people because nobody cares about these people winning these things.
That's what it is. It really is. They're trying to get people entertained, and that's why they're doing more with the gags and the bits. But I just think it pulls away from the people who deserve the spotlight because now they don't have time to get their recognition, or at least give their thanks fully. There are some people who I do think overdo it, and they talk for you're all right, speed it up. But I mean, I still think it's their time to shine, and who knows if this is their only chance to ever be there. So, anyways,
What do you think? By 2030, we'll have an ERGOT?
An ergot?
Ergot.
What's the R?
EGOT. I'm sorry. Yeah. Ergot.
I was like, am I missing something? Who do you think? It is a couple. I mean, there's quite a few people who already had. Oh,
we'll
yeah,
get it.
right.
We'll get an EGOT.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea how bad I want the O in that EGOT. Realistically, obviously, I know I'm never going to win an Oscar, but it would be fun. I told Justin, I was like, I'll take an Oscar in any category.
Is Oscars movies only?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we have to make a hit movie, a hit TV show, a hit Broadway play. What's the other one?
No, you know what the
Tony's
best way to do
Broadway,
it? This is the best way to do it. Write music. If you can compose music, you have the best chance at an EGOT, because in every single one of those categories, they award some sort of music element. Well, except for the Emmys. I don't think Emmys does, but I know like recently, like John Legend won an EGOT, and his production work on the musical live adaptation of Jesus Christ Superstar is what got him that E. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I feel like if you can work in music somehow, like, because you can write for a musical, you can write for a Grammy, you can write music for an Oscar, a film that wins an Oscar. So see, there we go. That's our next mission. We're gonna write a song.
We're gonna turn this into a music channel, and
we're gonna EGOT, guys. We're gonna EGOT. Anyways, so yeah. So I always feel so insecure when I talk about my love for movies, because I feel like one of those people.
You
what?
Shouldn't.
Oh, you said you shouldn't. I think you said you should.
No.
I was like, oh, okay.
I said you shouldn't.
I was like, oh, okay. He said you should.
Oh, why are we making this video then?
I always get insecure about it, because I always feel like there are like people who just like, the minute you say that you love film, they want to like test your knowledge on film and be like, but who directed this, and I'm just like,
I just did that.
no, I don't like that at all. No, but I can answer a lot more than the average Joe, and I probably could answer stuff related to the Oscars, but I kind of feel this insecurity, because it's not that I so much don't know, it's just I don't have that brain capacity to hold on to all this information. So it's not like I didn't watch this movie or I don't know this director. It's just I don't necessarily remember. So I always get that insecurity at the minute I tell people I'm like a huge film buff, that they immediately want to like, what's your favorite movie? And I'm like, I don't think I have a favorite movie, because it's just like anybody, you know, who's really passionate about a certain thing, you don't just have one particular one that you love, you just love everything. So the reason why Justin wanted to talk about it is because he thinks it's kind of crazy that I watch all these movies, but it's definitely, normally I'm better at spreading them out. Like typically what I'll do is I'll start around October. I mean, I'm always going to the movies, but typically around October I'm going like 2 or 3, sometimes 4 times a week, trying to watch as many movies as I can, because I like to really be in that position when the Oscars come. I could be like, okay, this is what I think deserve to win versus what I see actually winning. Because to me, like, I definitely think there are films that have won because of political reasons, and I also think that there are films that have won just because that's just how things go, but not necessarily that they were the best of the year. So I like to see where I stand compared to what happens.
Also, she has a party every year that I have not been invited to yet. So where she actually has a voting thing, like they get pieces of paper that are like well done pieces of paper, and like it's like best picture, and you get, like write it out on a ballot.
I do. So first of all, I actually haven't done an Oscar party in like 4 years. So it's been a while, maybe 5 almost. Mm-hmm. It's been a lot tougher to do it because I just don't have that, like, my apartment's been really small, and I don't really have like that group of friends I think really love the Oscars. I think they just come for the party. But I'm so passionate about watching this show because, like I said, it's my Super Bowl. So I end up like not wanting a lot of distractions anymore. So I think that's kind of why I like cheated off with doing it. But when I did do it, what I would do is I went all out. Like I'd roll out the red carpet. I'd have like champagne.
You had a red carpet?
Yeah, I did. I'd roll out the. Oh, it was so much fun. And I would do what Justin said, is I'd have a ballot contest, because I try to keep people engaged in the show, because I know it's very boring if you don't watch any of the movies. And I'd let my friends pick, and at the end I'd give them like awards, like actually good prizes.
She'd have her own Oscars.
One time I did I did a dinner and a movie for 2 people to go out. Like, I mean, I give good prizes away. Like, yeah, that's just how all out I went.
Why have we not done giveaways yet?
Yeah. We should actually. That'd be kind of fun. We should do that.
Dinner and a movie for 2.
Anywho, so do you think that's crazy? So you let me know in the comments below. Do you think it's weird that I watch so many movies? It's, like I said, the Oscars is like my Super Bowl. I get it, so I can prep up for it. And the other thing is I genuinely just love watching movies. I love a well-told story. Anyway, so happy Oscar watching, guys. I hope you enjoy the show, and let me know what movies you've seen and what you're excited to see win or not win, or do you think that the recent nominations were fair? If you do,
or if you even watch the Oscars.
Or if you even
like
watch
me,
the
because
Oscars.
I don't.
Right, bye!
Bye!
Gross! Come here!